I'm Noah, and this is Like You, a mindfulness podcast for kids. I'm glad you're here. I want to invite you listeners to send in messages for me to include on the show. I'm looking for anyone who wants to share their favorite affirmation, their favorite breathing exercise, or to sing their favorite song from the podcast. If you have any of those things to share, have a grown-up record a voice memo and email it to hello@likeyoupodcast.com. I also want to remind the grown-ups that this podcast is listener-supported, and I'd love to have you join us at patreon.com/likeyoupodcast, where you can get early access to each episode and other special patron perks. On today's episode, we're picking back up on our episode from a few weeks ago about planting a seed. Today, we'll talk about how a seed grows. You don't have to listen to the other episode to appreciate this one, but if you haven't heard it, you might want to check it out. Right now, find a place to listen where you feel comfortable and safe. Feel free to speak up and chime in with your own thoughts, or if you'd rather keep those thoughts quiet in your head, that's okay too. Let's start with a breathing exercise. We'll use a miniature song to guide this one. The words to the song say, "Smell the flowers breathing in, blow your breath like you're the wind." I'll sing that 3 times. Each time I sing, "Smell the flowers breathing in," you'll take a long, deep breath in. See if you can breathe slow and make your breath in last through those words. Then, when I sing, "Blow your breath like you're the wind," you can breathe slowly out through all of those words. You could even imagine that your breath is the wind blowing through a field of flowers. Got it? Now you know what to do. So listen up as I sing and get ready to breathe along in and out. Here we go. Smell the flowers breathing in, blow your breath like you're the wind. Smell the flowers breathing in, blow your breath like you're the wind. Smell the flowers breathing in, blow your breath like you're the wind. Now, on the count of 3, we'll all say, "I like me." 1, 2, 3. I like me. I like you too. You are like a wonderful flower, beautiful on the inside and the outside. In a field of flowers, there's not another flower just like you. Your presence brings a special joy into the world. A few weeks ago, we imagined planting a seed. I told you how a seed needs dirt, sunlight, and water to grow. And it also takes time. So today we're going to return to our seed. And we'll each imagine that we are a seed beginning to grow. First, think about what sort of plant you want your seed to grow. It could be a tree or a bush. It could be your favorite vegetable. For me, I'll imagine being a flower. Here we go. Imagine you're the seed, already planted in the dirt. It might help to close your eyes. If you want, you could even curl up in a tight ball like you're the shape of a seed. As I've mentioned, growing takes time. But before we even see any growth above the ground, first the seed begins its growth underground by growing roots. Roots grow down into the soil and help the seed find water and the nutrients it needs to grow strong. So imagine roots growing from your feet. They grow deep down into the ground. Imagine strong roots and deep roots. your roots grip the dirt underground. Even though no one sees the roots from above ground, this is very important growth. If you're curled up in a ball like a seed, try loosening up now. Imagine your arms and legs are the roots. You can even lie on the ground and stretch out your roots. Keep imagining deep roots, strong roots. Now that we have deep, strong roots, our above ground growth can begin. If you've been acting out the seed and the roots, now you can sit or squat like a little sprout. If you're picturing all this in your head, imagine a small green sprout just barely poking out above the dirt. How do you think a tiny sprout feels when it first pokes its head out into the sun? It's been underground in the dark, and suddenly it sees the sun for the first time. It sees the world around it for the first time. Do you think it feels scared? Excited? Anxious? Explorative? Stop for a moment and imagine how it would feel to be a little sprout poking out of the dirt for the first time. Now, let's imagine that sprout growing. If you're acting it out, you can start out squatting on your feet and then slowly stand up, taller and taller. Then lift your hands over your head and sway in the breeze. If you're imagining all this in your head, picture your sprout growing taller and taller. Slowly it begins to look more and more like a tree or a flower or a tomato or whatever sort of plant you're imagining to grow. Whatever plant you are, you've grown into something special that brings value to the world around it. So stand tall and proud. Hold your head high. You are beautiful. You are important. You matter to me. You matter to you. And you matter to everyone who meets you. Keep imagining yourself as a proud flower, tree, vegetable, or whatever plant you've imagined growing. And as you picture that, let me tell you how you are also growing like a seed. Just as a seed first grows roots that no one else can see, you are also growing on the inside in ways that other people may not see. You're learning things every day about what makes you you, what you like, what you don't like, what makes you happy and sad and angry. When you learn these things about yourself, you are growing on the inside, the way roots grow down below the ground. The same way that roots bring a plant the water and nutrients it needs to grow strong, knowing who you are and what you care about helps you grow strong on the inside. But no one else can see your thoughts and your feelings because they happen on the inside. Other people only know your thoughts and your feelings if you choose to tell them. And when you feel comfortable sharing your unique thoughts and feelings with your friends and your family, you may feel like a sprout emerging from the dirt and beginning to grow. And maybe that feels scary or exciting. Hopefully, the people you choose to share your feelings with will feel proud and let you know you're not alone in your feelings. And as you continue to share your joy and your interest and your unique thoughts with others, you will continue to grow and you'll continue to bring beautiful things into the world, just like a flower or a tree. So remember, you are always growing inside and outside, and your growth brings a special beauty into the world that only you can bring. Now let's take a moment to think about the ways you're growing as we listen to this song. If you want, you can continue to imagine that you're a flower or a tree swaying and dancing in the breeze. Or you can listen quietly and practice taking deep breaths. I'm growing with each new thing I'm knowing. I am growing body, heart, and mind. I'm learning each day the earth is turning, and I know a little more each time. I'm listening, the world around is whispering, and I learn so much from what I find. I'm growing with each new thing I'm knowing. I am growing body, heart, and mind. Now it's time to say affirmations. Affirmations are words you can say to yourself to help you feel good about yourself. Listen the first time, then say it with me the second time. I am growing inside and outside. I am growing inside and outside. I learn from my mistakes. I learn from my mistakes. I am so proud of who I am. I am so proud of who I am. I will love myself no matter what. I will love myself no matter what. I bring beauty into the world. I bring beauty into the world. I choose to share my joy. I choose to share my joy. Now let's smile and take a few deep breaths as we wind down our time together. I can't wait to spend some time together again soon. Until then, I like you, I'm proud of you, and I'm glad we are friends. Have a happy and peaceful day. Like You is a production of Perpetual Motion. It is written and hosted by me, Noah Glenn. I also composed and performed the Like You theme music and other music that appeared in the episode. Additional music came from I Make Mad Beats. Our podcast cover art was illustrated by Maya Sane, and our episode art is created by Lindsay Glenn. Our podcast is listener-supported, and you can be a part of supporting us by joining our Patreon group at patreon.com/likeyoupodcast. Other ways to support the show are by telling your friends, writing a review on Apple Podcasts, or checking out our online shop at likeyoupodcast.com. Our website also features show notes for every episode. We love hearing from listeners, so you can send us voice memos, drawings, and pictures by having a grown-up send an email to hello@likeyoupodcast.com. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at LikeYouPod, and thanks for listening.